if you're new to my channel, I am a full-time reseller on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy, and I own an antique store in Bedford, Indiana called Wildflower Antiques. So I go to auctions, estate sales, yard sales, Goodwills, thrift stores, you name it, and I look for things to resell online and things to sell in my antique shop. I went to an auction on Saturday and I have a partial haul for you. A lot of the things I had taken to my shop, a couple of things I posted a video of the auction itself, so if you haven't watched that, I'll go ahead and I'll link that video below. But these are the things that I was able to bring home with me and show to you today. So altogether at the auction we spent $240 and we got some decent things. Our first impression at the auction wasn't too great, and then we started digging through the boxes. I like to dig through the boxes. If you've seen the video, you've kind of seen a little bit of my reaction digging through the boxes because it's a treasure hunt to me, and who doesn't love a treasure hunt? I know that I do. So I will go ahead and get started with this haul. I don't even know where to start. I've got everything spread out in front of me. I guess the first thing I should go ahead and start with is this big basket, because I can put the stuff in the basket after I show it to you. All right, this big basket isn't a really old basket. It's probably from the 80s or 90s. It's like a big, we call these butt baskets or buttock baskets, or an egg basket. I mean, this obviously isn't an egg basket, but I paid $2 for this big basket. And I'll resell this in my shop. I can put quilts and pillows and different things like that in it to display. But honestly, the main reason why I got it is because I could load my stuff in it and it would be easier to carry. So I paid $2 for this basket. I probably will put $10 to $12, probably $12 to $15 actually, in my shop for this basket. So I'm gonna set this on the floor. And actually, I'll set it over here on the table so I can put some of the stuff back in it. All right, the next thing is this big bag of California raisins. I paid $2 for the entire bag. I've looked some of these up, and a lot of times they're sold in lots, but there are some good ones that sell for $8 to $10 a piece. So I will sit down one night as I'm relaxing watching TV, and I'll pull these up and I'll look them up and see what some of them sell for. I probably will lot a lot of them up to sell, but there were, and this was one of them. I'll pull this guy out. This guy right here is a saxophone guy. They're in really good condition too. It's dated 1987. One of the little saxophone guys. He sold for about $9. So, I mean, if I just sell this one guy, then I've made my money back because I paid $2 for the whole baggie of them. So I thought, why not? For $2, I'd go ahead and give it a try. There was another guy that was holding the microphone. He was a good, oh, here he is. I have him too. You can see he's holding the microphone. So anyways, I will, stay tuned. I'll look these up and I might do a video even just on these California raisins to see if there's any value in these. So hit a comment, make a comment below if that's something that you would like me to do, is to look up these raisins and see if what ones are worth anything, because we see these a lot when we're out and about at yard sales. So it might be worth spending a little bit of time looking them up and seeing what some of them can go for. So the thing that I got was that I paid $2 for this. I'll try to remember exactly what I paid for everything. Some of these things were in big boxes and I paid a certain price for a big box. And I think I paid $2 to $4 per box. So when I come across some of those things, then I'll mention that. But I did pay $2 for this little Mobley squeaker, and he still squeaks. And he is dated 1958. He's Mobley in 1958. There is a pretty decent collector's market for these squeakers. The bigger ones go for a little bit more money. He is dirty, and so I will clean him up. The thing of it is, you don't want to submerge these in water for too long because it will interfere with the squeaker. So I probably will just get him a little wet, take a toothbrush or a soft bristle brush and just clean him up. Look out for these. Like I said, the bigger ones will go for more money. I would think that I would probably get $15 to $18 for him on eBay. I will list him on Etsy as well. These I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are Westmoreland, or no, I'm sorry. These are Waterford crystal Christmas ornaments, and they are in the red velvet little box. They're dated, and they also have their paperwork and their little storage bag. Here's the story about these guys. Now, for all 5 of them, I did pay $27, but I've sold these before. I actually found, on a trip to the bins, I found probably 30 or 40 of these laying in a bin in their clamshell case. Some of them were in their clamshell case, some of them were not. And I nearly dove into the bin to dig them all out. I did get them all out, and I sold them. I sold a lot of them for about $25, $30 a piece. And I had over 30 of them. So these are the 12 Days of Christmas series. I think this is 5 golden rings. This is dated 1988. So I have 1988, 1984, 1990. This one actually has the Waterford crystal sticker on the back. They're all in great shape. They don't have any chips. You have to look at them to make sure that they don't have any chips on them. Actually, I have 2 5 golden rings. So these were actually, they were trying to sell these in an antique store for $15 a piece. So I thought that for $27, it was worth it if I can sell these even for $15 to $20 a piece. So I have 5 of them. I paid $2 for this stack of old postcards. And a lot of them, and I started taking them because they're just in these little scrapbook clips, or these little old scrapbook pages. And I started taking them off because I list these in the shop, or I have these in the shop, and I sell them for $1 a piece. The majority of them are from Texas. The blue bonnets, which is the state flower of Texas, and there's the back of them. None of them have been filled out in any way, so they're blank. I'm trying to see the dates. All right, next thing I think I paid $4 for this little teapot here. It's a very pretty little yellow teapot. It's in excellent condition. There's no chips or cracks on it anywhere. It is made in Japan. And it has these really pretty, I think they're like cherry blossoms. They look like cherry blossoms on the top. And I might list this in Etsy. I actually am probably going to take it to the shop and see how well I can do with it. I don't have very many teapots. I've sold a lot of the teapots that I have. This is a really pretty color for summer. So I probably will put this in the shop for a little while, and I'll put $12 to $15 on it. All right, the next item I got, it's actually full of dice, but that's another story. It is unmarked, and it is this cute little glazed pottery flower pot. I thought it would look cute with succulents in it or some flowers in it. It's a matte pottery, a brushed pottery, like a brushed McCoy. It's not marked anything on the bottom. I may keep this actually, put some pot flowers in it. But if I would take it to the shop, I would probably put $15 to $18 on it. These guys here, and I think I have footage in the auction video of me winning these guys. They are 3 cowboys. And this one's kind of doesn't really belong. These guys are the ones that I really wanted. This is the deputy, and this one is the sheriff. And they are made by the artist E.B. Borman, and in the 1940s. The deputy here, I don't know if you can see, there is the signature on there, and he is actually dated 1947. So I believe my husband looked these up. There are actually 3 in the series. This other guy, I'll talk about him in a minute. He doesn't go with them. He's made by a different maker. And the 3 sold, I think, for $28 to $30. But these guys on their own were selling anywhere between $15 and $18. And I believe I paid $5 for all 3 of them. So that was a great deal. And this was during the auction. This was this was the first thing that I bid on and won. They're actually in really, really good condition. They are made from chalkware. He has a few little, this guy, spots where the paint was coming off a little bit, but not any chips or cracks. You can see on the bottom here where the paint's rubbing off a little bit. So these are in great condition. I will list these on eBay. This guy is very lightweight. He's made out of wood, but he does have the artist. It's handcrafted by Jim Bispus. I'm going to say he was probably made in the 70s or 80s. He's really cool. He's just carved and painted out of wood. And I think we did find him, and he was still going for about $15 to $20 online. So $5 for each of these, and if I sell them for $15 a piece, then that's a no-brainer there. So I thought they were really cool. The next item I paid $2 a piece for these. But I got them for a friend of mine who collects green glass, and I'm going to send her a care package. Her name is Nicole at Nesting Haven. So there is this green glass candy dish. There is this one. I am going to clean these up. They're really dirty. $2 for this and this other candy dish. Very similar. Just a little bit. One of them is footed. Here's the foot. It's footed, and one of them isn't. Paid $2 for this as well. Now this green glass is making a comeback. You usually can find it at Goodwill a lot. It depends on the style. If it's a thinner glass, it's going to be more of an Italian-made glass. This is more of an Indiana glass or maker. It's more of a modern piece, probably made in the 60s. The thinner green glass, and really any kind of colored glass, is more of like a Murano glass. You'll be able to tell just by feeling it. The weight is lighter and the glass is much thinner. So this is a more modern piece, but they're still collectible, especially when they are in excellent condition with no chips or cracks on them anywhere. So I'm going to put up a care package for a friend of mine who also has a YouTube channel. So go follow her. I will link her channel below. All right, let me look and see what else did I get that wasn't lotted. Oh, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw my reaction to the next thing I'm about to show you. I think I put it in the auction video as well. I'm so excited about these Swatch watches. Do you remember Swatch watches? I know that I do. I know I used to wear like 2 or 3 of them on my wrist. Anyway, 2 of these are still in the case. Now, these are not brand new. These have still been worn, but they do still have their original cases, which does help in their value. I'll take this one out. Oh, before I do, I was looking on the back of these. They were sold at Lazarus. Do you remember Lazarus? They were new. They sold for $35 at Lazarus, which was a lot of money back then for a watch. So the cool thing about these is that a lot of them have the Swatch protectors. There is this kind and then the little rubber kind. And I remember you would have a couple colors of these and you twist them around to make one. So I am considering maybe keeping a couple of these to wear, but I just think that they're cool. So, and I also remember when you would like, if your boyfriend would let you wear his watch. Did anybody else do that silly thing when you were like in middle school in the 90s? You were going out with a guy and he'd give you his watch to wear. Anyway, I remember that. The nice thing about this one is it does have the model number on them, so I can look them up. Some of them are worth more than others. And just the quick search that we did at the auction, They were selling anywhere between $15 and $20 a piece. Now I will have to clean these up. Some of them, like this red one, the strap is pretty dirty, so I'll be cleaning these up. This one is pretty dirty as well, but this one is really neat because of it's like the pop art that's on it. See there. So I will be working on these a little bit to get them cleaned up. Well, I'm going to look them up to see what their value is, and then I'll start working on them. Anyway, look at that hot pink color on there. That one. And this one. I'm just kind of wanting you to see the faces mainly. I will clean these up. A lot of people, this 90s things are really coming back because people that are in their mid 40s like myself are trying to buy things that reminded them of their childhood. So these were, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Swatch watches. So there's 8 Swatch watches in that bundle, and also in the bundle were these old watches. This one is a Zorro watch. Now the Zorro watch is missing the winder, and I don't know. You can see Zorro. It just says Zorro at the bottom, and I don't know what his value is. And then the Howdy Doody, he is also missing his little winding mechanism. And these both are Mickey Mouse watches, but there isn't Mickey Mouse on them. They just say Mickey Mouse, and they're missing one of their straps. If you can see where it says Mickey Mouse, and that one says, they both say Mickey Mouse. So I paid $30 for the whole lot of watches. Now there was one watch that I should have gotten and I didn't. There was a guy, we were kind of bidding back and forth, and I was so blindsided in the Swatch watches that I didn't really see anything else that was sitting there other than the Swatch watches because I wanted them so bad. But there was a really neat vintage Corvette watch, and I think I had put it in the auction video. It had a white band on it, and it was a Corvette watch, and that watch alone sells for over $40 on eBay. So he picked that one first because that was probably the best watch in the bunch. The next, I think the last 2 things that I got that were not just in a box were these platters. Now these platters are nothing special. I paid $2 for both of them, so they were $2 a piece. This one is just made by Pier 1. This, I believe, is called Melinda. This is the Melinda pattern. It's got apples and cherries on them, and here is a Pier 1 on the back. I couldn't find a lot of comps for this oval size, and really I found just a round serving platter, and none had sold, but they were being sold, or they were asking about $30 a piece for them. So I couldn't find this oval pattern. It is a retired pattern, so I probably will just take pictures of it and list it up as an auction to see what it does. I paid $1 for it, so there isn't going to be much harm in that. Now this next platter, oh, it's a heavy one, and I will sell this in the shop. Even though it is a modern piece, I have customers coming in looking for these turkey platters. And this is just made by Gibson, and it is heavy. So I will take this to the shop and get it out around Halloween time, around Thanksgiving time, and probably will sell it for about $15. And the items that I just shown you are the ones that I bid on and got. The rest were things that were in a bundle. Everything else I'm going to show you was in one box. And I did pay $30 for this box, which is a lot for just a hodgepodge box that you find at an auction. It's a lot. It is. I mean, because normally you'll pay $2 to $3 for a box that they have in rows at the auction. But I did my research a little bit beforehand. We usually always get to auctions about a half an hour before it begins, and we'll kind of rummage through things and we'll look things up and we'll kind of see, you know, what we want to focus on. There wasn't any furniture. A lot of the furniture that they had were more modern. It wasn't the type of furniture that we were looking for, but some furniture went for some amazing prices. So if you are in the market for furniture, please go to an auction because you will find things for an unbelievable price. Anyway, I did pay $30. And I know that the people around me were probably like, what? It was me and another guy. But he wasn't looking at the same box that I was looking at. But we both didn't know that. So I reluctantly let him pick first. And he didn't pick he did get a box that I wanted. The box that had all of the Cracker Jack toys. I really wanted that box. But he got that box for $30. And then usually they'll say, okay, backup bidder, do you want anything? And I went ahead and said, yeah, I do. And I grabbed the box with all of these things in it because of one item that I saw in the box during the preview, and I looked it up and I knew that I needed that box. So this was the thing. Should I show you this thing first? Now maybe I'll show you all the other things first. I'll show you the thing that made me really want the box. And honestly, everything else, I was really surprised at some of the other things that were in this box that I paid $30 for. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and start with this thing. She is in a dirty box, so I need to clean her box. But she is this Kenyan Barbie, and she is dated 1993. This is the year I graduated high school. So the Kenyan Barbie, I looked her up. She sells for $18 free shipping on eBay. Okay, so I'll list her on eBay. No problem. So there's $18 for her. Racing Superstars. This is Richard Petty. And I have 3 of them. And they sell for anywhere between $7.99 and $9.99 a piece plus shipping. So I have 3 of them. So there's, you know, about approximately $30 right here. So I've made my money back, if you know, just by selling these 3 things. That's the great thing about an auction. I love auctions. All right. On the Richard Petty theme still, this is dated 1992. They were selling for like $1.99. So what I'm probably going to do is just lot it with one of these. So it's not worth anything. All right, these things surprised me. These are dated, they are the spy ears. I have 2 of them. It is I Spy 007. So it's like the James Bond thing, but it's spy ear. Now, it says that it comes with 2 extra batteries, but these batteries are not good. I don't know if it works. I will be able to just pop this out of the casing because it just kind of pops out to see if it does work. But these were selling for like $9 to $14.99 a piece on eBay, which amazed me. So these little guys. Next thing is it's a Texaco die-cast car, a truck, you can see here. It's brand new in the packaging. These were selling for about $7.99 on eBay. Again, all the stuff was in the box I paid $30 for. This was in that box, but another thing that I bought that isn't in this video is a box full of pictures very similar to this. Very Victorian looking. They do have age to them, but they were probably 20 to 30 pictures, and I think I paid $10 for the box. Also, this book, this was a little bit of a surprise too. It is a book on, it's the Gun Digest of Firearms Assembly Disassembly Part 1 Automatic Pistols. It's a complete takedown instructions for 41 of the most popular audio loaders. It's made by J.B. Wood, and the copyright, maybe there's no copyright on it. I just looked it up by the title. And these sell for about $12 to $15 plus shipping. This will ship, I think it was free shipping, but it'll ship media mail. And so yeah, that was surprising. I have some car manuals that at one time I thought would do pretty well, and I've had them forever and they're not selling. I mean, I've had them forever and they're not selling, so they're gonna get redonated soon. All right, this is a modern piece. It's dated 1992. It is a sugar shaker, a Coca-Cola sugar shaker, and I'll put this in the shop and sell it for about $5. So there's that. This is something else that now I sell these in the shop all the time. They're just these vintage, this is horseradish, but different condiment bottles sell really well for me. It has the original lid on it, and a paper label, and the bottle itself is pretty neat too. So I will clean this up, be very careful with the label, and sell that in the shop, probably $2 to $3. Also in that box were these little salt cellars, and these have little indentations for the spoons. I think there were a lot of, there were like 3 boxes of these at the auction, and there was a woman that paid $20 a box, which really shocked me. They were mainly the same, not less. Maybe she was like an event planner or did weddings, but you would put little salt in here, and they've got little bitty spoons, and they're just like a little fancy way to put salt on your food. So these were in that box, and I'll put these in the shop, and honestly I'll probably sell them for like $1, $2 a piece. Also in the box were the salt and pepper shakers. They are not sterling. The lids are very tarnished. So I probably will sell them for like $2 for the set in the shop. Also were these little guys right here. Again, the lids are not sterling. You have to look at these though, because you can find these at yard sales a lot, and sometimes the shakers will be sterling, so they will be worth quite a bit more money. These are not. All right, this next item is this Elvis glass, and I don't know if this is worth anything or not, but I will wash it and I'll look it up. I don't think it's worth anything, but I'll put it in the shop and sell it for a couple dollars. Maybe people like Elvis. This, I collect these. I have one similar to this in the shop right now. Are these wooden cutting boards. I like these. I lean them up on my kitchen counters. I would not use these because this paint will chip off and you'll be eating the paint that's in these boards. But they are pretty for decoration. You can also hang them on the wall. Okay, the last 2 things that I'm going to share with you in this video is one thing that I knew I was buying for $30, and the other thing that was in that box that I didn't think was worth anything, turns out it is. So the thing that surprised me, I will show first, and it is this wonderful Wizard of Oz pop-up book set. Now there's a set of 4 books, and then it has the little cover here, and they are, like, this one is the Emerald City. So they're just pop-up books. Just this little simple pop-up books. The set of these have sold on eBay. These are all in excellent condition. The whole set sold for $60. I know, $60. So I was shocked and happy at that, and I will be listing these on eBay. This is made by Allen's Publishers Incorporated, Treasury Collections. So it's got Cyclone, the Yellow Brick Road, Adventures in Oz, and the Emerald City. They're in excellent condition. Honestly, the books are in better condition than the cover or than the sleeve. So I just will take pictures of any kind of, damage. They're dated 1991. Altenheimer Publishers Incorporated. I don't know if that will focus on that at all. So be on the lookout for these at yard sales because sold for $60 plus shipping. All right, last but not least. Now, I mentioned this in my Insta story. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure that you do, because when I'm out and about, sometimes I'll pop on and do short little videos. But this was the reason why I paid $30 for that whole box. And it is this guy right here. It is, I'm not going to pronounce, Sectaris Warriors of Symbion. I've never heard of this, but I have heard of Coleco toys. Coleco is a toy company that is no longer in business. So that piqued my interest that it was made by Coleco. You can see right here in the corner there, it says Coleco right there as well. That piqued my interest. It also piqued my interest that it was brand new in the box. I've done very well with finding vintage toys that are not brand new in the box. So apparently there were 4 in this set, and I have Zach and Bitar. They are heroic Sectaris of the Shining Realm. It comes with jaw, this little guy right here. His jaws really bite, and he comes with a bonus Marvel comic, which is pretty cool. And he comes with all of his weapons, his sword, and 2 guns. He kind of looks like an insect. You can see he kind of has like antennas. Like I said, I have never heard of this before. Brand new, sealed in the box. One sold for $125 plus shipping. So I knew that spending $30 on the box, I was gonna, triple my money. And then it turns out I got a $60 box, Wizard of Oz books. I got the Kenyan Barbie that sells for $18. So these spy ear things that sell for $9 to $15 a piece. Richard Petty cars that sell for about $15 a piece. So I did very well on my $30 investment for that box. So go to previews, get to the auction before it begins and look through the things. Because I know that once the auction starts, I'm in panic mode because I see things that I want and I don't have time to go back through, or when they're holding up an item and they're auctioning it off, there isn't a lot of time to right then and there look things up to see what they're worth. So go to an auction early, even half an hour early. We got there half an hour early and we were able to look things up. Also, at the auction that we went to, they'll sometimes break off into 2 auctions. So there were things that I really, really wanted, but I can't be in 2 places at once. So I get a little bit in a panic mode when they break off because I'm trying to pay attention. And sometimes I go to auctions by myself. My husband was with me this time, so he kind of was able to be in other places where I wasn't. And so it wasn't as stressful, but it usually is, because when I go by myself, then I can't be in 2 places. So now this isn't everything that we got. We did buy other things that are at the shop. And I'll try to, when I'm at the shop again, I'm probably will maybe do a little quick video on other things that I bought at the shop. These are just the things that I was able to get home to clean and to do a quick video for you guys. So anyway, that's it. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your favorite thing that I bought was. And if you think I did good on the swatches. I don't know. I really, really wanted them. And sometimes that's the downfall of an auction, because you really, really want something and then you're going to pay to get it. And I think that I did. But I think that I didn't do too bad. That is this auction haul video. And if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. And I will be posting videos about 3 times a week, sometimes more. All things on reselling online, and making displays for your antique booths. I will do tutorials on that as well. And that is it. And I hope you guys have a really, really great day. And make sure that you comment and subscribe. Keep vintage hunting.